Puddle of Mudd frontman Wes Scantlin has been arrested once again, this time after a lengthy overnight standoff with a SWAT team and a crisis negotiator, with police eventually breaking out the window of the vehicle that Scantlin was in and the SWAT team firing pepper balls into the vehicle. They were able to get Scantlin in custody. He was transported to a hospital where he was treated for that exposure to those pepper balls and later taken to jail. And this is the latest of very concerning incidents involving Scantlin. So many people are concerned about him. A few years ago, he was sober and really on the right path, and it's just been so sad to see him struggle over the years. I'm a longtime fan of Puddle of Mudd. His music truly means a lot to me, so this is very sad and very concerning, and I truly would like to see Wes get well and not be involved in these incidents over and over again, and I'm sure many of you feel the same way. This is what we know about this situation that took place in Burbank. TMZ reports that Puddle of Mudd frontman Wes Scantlin was arrested following a traffic stop that led to a tense standoff, with police bringing in the SWAT team and a crisis negotiator. According to the Burbank PD, Scantlin was arrested early Wednesday morning after he was pulled over in a black Hummer H2 in Burbank for a traffic violation. Police asked him for his ID and learned that Scantlin had an active arrest warrant from a previous case that involved Scantlin allegedly being in possession of a weapon at an airport. According to the report, when officers asked Scantlin to exit the vehicle, he refused. And after several attempts, police brought in a crisis negotiator to convince Scantlin to exit the vehicle. But police say he continuously refused. It says police then used pepper spray, which wasn't effective, with law enforcement then resorting to calling out the SWAT team. And at around 4 a.m., they were able to bust out the window in the vehicle. They shot in non-lethal pepper balls, which led Scantlin to surrender and exit the vehicle. He was transported to the hospital to have his eyes flushed from the incident. He was then booked in jail for the outstanding warrant and charged with resisting arrest. And this isn't even the first standoff that Scantlin's been involved in. Back in 2016, he was arrested after a similar incident. Back then, Scantlin was involved in an intense standoff with LA police. They attempted several times to get Wes to exit the home, but he continued to ignore them. Reportedly, roughly 30 officers were on scene. They would eventually break down Wes's back door and place him under arrest. And back in 2020, Wes had said that he had gotten sober, so this is obviously very concerning to see him going through this. And late last year, he released a brand new album called Ubiquitous, and immediately following the record, Wes was called out by the Machine Shop for backing out of a show, with Scantlin releasing a statement and blaming it on his team, apparently booking the show without his approval. The whole situation was messy, and later it appears that Scantlin has actually replaced his entire band, who was with him for at least a decade. Michigan concert venue The Machine Shop blasted Puddle of Mudd and banned them from their venue after they abruptly canceled their upcoming concerts on September 15th and 16th of last year. The venue slammed Wes and placed the responsibility squarely on him. They wrote, "Puddle of Mudd has canceled all their upcoming concerts, including the shows September 15th and 16th at the Machine Shop. This is not a due to circumstances beyond our control cancellation. This is 100% Wes. The Machine Shop, his band, and everyone involved are very disappointed. We will not be postponing the shows, as we are not ever rescheduling Puddle of Mudd." Wes would release a statement of his own, taking no responsibility for the incident, and instead alleging that his team was booking shows without his approval. He reportedly then fired his team, and later, it appears he has replaced his entire band. Scantlin said, "I would like to take a moment to address recent developments regarding upcoming Puddle of Mudd shows. I believe it's important to provide my perspective on this matter. I would like to clarify that the shows in question were set up without my consent by my former management team. I told my team at the time, more than once, that no shows should be booked without my authorization. I never agreed to these shows. In light of these circumstances, I've made the decision to take this time to regroup and make necessary changes. It is essential to ensure that the future of my music career is built on a foundation of trust, transparency, and genuine collaboration. I am deeply grateful for your understanding, continued support, and patience during this transitional period. Thank you, Wes." So Wes, in his own words there, says that he wants to build a foundation of trust, transparency, and collaboration, and that's not what this looks like. And so it's very sad to see him in this situation once again. It's hard to even quantify how many times Wes has gotten into these types of situations, and we just want to see him be stable, and we want to see him in a good place, because it does not look that way right now. And so Wes has gotten sober in the past, and I hope that we can see him get in that type of situation in the future, because right now this just doesn't look good, and it really bums me out. As a longtime Puddle of Mudd fan, I know a lot of you feel this way as well. It's just very sad. Anytime you see these musicians who have gone through as much as he has, it's a huge, huge disappointment. So I hope Wes can get into a good place. I know a lot of you feel the same. Just wishing him all the best, because this is very sad. That's your latest update here from Rockfeed. Be sure to subscribe with notifications on for the latest news and updates.